Text 23. ये अप, ये अपि अन्य देवता भक्ता यजन्ते श्रद्धायान्वितः तेऽपि माम् एव कौन्तेया यजन्ति अविद्यापूर्वकम्. Translation. Those who are devotees of other gods, those who are devotees of other gods, worship them. Those those who are devotees of other gods and who worship them with faith actually worship only me, O son of Kunti. But they do so in a wrong way. Purport. Persons who are engaged in the worship of demigods are not very intelligent, although such worship is offered to me indirectly. Krishna says, for example, when a man pours water on the leaves and branches of a tree, without pouring water on the root, he does so without sufficient knowledge or without observing regulative principles. Similarly, the process of rendering service to different parts of the body is to supply food to the stomach. The demigods are, so to speak, different officers and directors in the government of the Supreme Lord. One has to follow the laws made by the government, not by the officers or directors. Similarly, everyone is to offer his worship to the Supreme Lord only. That will automatically satisfy the different officers and directors of the Lord. The officers and directors are engaged as representatives of the government, and to offer some bribe to the officers and directors is illegal. This is stated here as avidya purvakam. In other words, Krishna does not approve the unnecessary worship of the demigods.
So, what we understand, what is Krishna saying?
What Krishna is trying to tell us that we should faithfully worship only Him, because if we worship other demigods, that's not the proper way. Because if we worship Him, then all are satisfied.
Yeah, that's right. And when we worship other demigods, we are also indirectly worshipping him.
Hmm. Right.
Indirectly.
Hmm.
So he's saying, why you want to worship me indirectly? Rather directly you worship me.
Hmm.
Like yesterday we were hearing in Bhagavatam how the full government is changing. Every
Hmm.
Manu, when Manu is changing, Lord Indra is changing, all the demigods are changing, the seven rishis are changing. So these are all posts, the demigods. These are posts, Indra, Chandra, Surya, Manu, or even Lord Brahma, they're all posts. So Krishna is saying, you worship me directly. Okay, go to the next one.
At text 24, Aham hi sarva yajnanam bhokta cha prabhur च न तु माम अभिजानन्ति तत्वे न तश्चयवन्ति ते. Translation. I am the only enjoyer and the master of all sacrifices. Therefore, those who do not recognize my true transcendental nature fall down. A purport. Here it is clearly stated that there are many types of yagna performances recommended in the Vedic literature, but actually, all of them are meant for satisfying the Supreme Lord. Yagna means Vishnu. In the third chapter of Bhagavad Gita, it is clearly stated that one should only work for satisfying Yagya or Vishnu. The perfectional form of human civilization, known as Varna Ashram Dharma, is specifically meant for satisfying Vishnu. Therefore, Krishna says in this verse, I am the enjoyer of all sacrifices because I am the Supreme Master. Less intelligent persons, however, without knowing this fact, worship demigods for temporary benefits. Therefore, they fall down to the material existence and do not achieve the desired goal of life. If, however, anyone has any material desire to be fulfilled, he has better pray for it to the Supreme Lord, although that is not pure devotion, and he will thus achieve the desired result.
Okay, so what do we understand?
That, or what Krishna is telling here is that there are many types of yagyas, and it is actually recommended in the Vedic literature, but it all is to satisfy Lord Krishna. All the yagyas are to be satisfying Lord Krishna. So he says that you should only work for my pleasure. We should always work only for his pleasure, to satisfy him, to please him. And the less intelligent persons don't know this fact, and they worship the demigods because they want temporary benefits. But then Krishna says that even if you want temporary benefits, then you better pray to me. We should pray to Supreme Lord. Though it is not pure devotional service, but we can achieve what we desire. And then we will be
Yeah,
purified, and then slowly we can become the pure devotee.
yeah, yeah. So, but here Krishna is saying, okay, you just work for me, please me. So is Krishna
Mm.
boasting or what? You know, like
No,
we
Krishna
say
is
in the
not
material
boasting.
world, we are always saying, no, no, you do what I'm
Mm,
telling you to do. You should do for my
mm,
pleasure. I don't like
mm,
this, don't do this. You do like that because
mm.
I like. So is Krishna saying like that?
No,
No.
because he loves us. Because he loves us. He wants us all to do the right thing and come back to Godhead, come back to
Yeah,
Him.
that's right. Yeah.
Shub said the same thing yesterday. We went to the temple and then he's reading. He started from 10th chapter. He came halfway. And then he's reading and he's telling that, oh, what Krishna is only boasting about himself. If he's God, he doesn't need to, right?
Mm. Then what you answer him?
For, for, for you, I can always tell because, we understand each other and we accept. But then for him, he said, no, no, how can it be? I said, because he showed Arjuna, right? That he's God, so that he's not bluffed by other people. If in Kali Yuga, there might be a lot of people who claim
Hmm.
that, I'm God, look, I am. So then he says that if you are, then show me your 400 form, show me your Vishwaroop, if you
Hmm.
are, then. So that's why he showed Arjuna. He's not boasting. He said he's telling that I'm the water, I'm the best in everything. So, yes, so definitely he is, right? We can't deny that. That's why he's God.
Yeah. That's what Krishna is just simply speaking the truth. He's not boasting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
true.
he's just saying the truth because we don't know the truth. So he's telling us about him. And then because Arjuna asked him, how can I remember you in this world? So
Mm,
how can we remember Krishna? So he's simply saying it. Krishna is simply saying the truth. What we do is we tend to boast.
we
But
tend to
because
boast, yes.
Krishna is the supreme master, why
True.
is he the supreme master? Because he's the supreme proprietor. So everything is created by him. So everything is controlled by him. Like in our own house, we control. Okay, what I'm going to cook today, what I will groceries I will buy today, where I will keep the
Mm,
furniture. In our own house, we can do. We can't go to somebody else's house and say, hey, you should do like this, you should do like that. But in our own house, we can. Why? Because we own it, right?
mm,
We can set
mm,
the rules and regulations. Hey, don't do like this in my house, or do. Okay. So Krishna, he is the supreme master of everything. He's created this entire material world. So he can create the laws, what is to be done, what is not to be done. And he's simply narrating the truth. He's simply saying the truth. Yeah? So that's the
yeah.
difference. And he's telling the truth for our benefit, as you said, because we don't know the truth. So he's
Mm,
explaining the truth to us. Just like the father will tell the child, you know, okay, don't worry, I'm your father. I will make the money, I will support you. I'm strong, I'll protect you. The father keeps telling the small child, right? I'm there, don't worry.
Yeah.
So that time, father is not boasting. He's saying, yes, I
Mm.
will protect you, I'm there for you. So similarly, Krishna is our Supreme Father. So he's just letting us know of his position because we don't know. We are in ignorance. Is that okay?
Yeah, perfectly fine.
I think uh, for the same thing, uh, I think if boasting could be like if he's doing it always, all the time, right?
Mm,
Like in Bhagavad Gita, he's doing it because Arjuna is putting some questions in front of him. So he had to do it. So he had to narrate the truth.
mm,
But and also boast it's the truth. We can confirm it by other, like Brahmaji also have praised him, right? Narada also praises him. Even Vyasdev, while writing about him, he's also praising him. So boasting would be when someone is proud of, himself. But we can see all other big personalities are also writing, praising, glorifying him, so, right? And
yeah,
he's
very good.
yeah. So
Yeah,
in this, I think we cannot say that he's boasting. Obviously, because Arjuna is asking some questions, so he has to tell him in that way, which feels like boasting. Mm, So maybe we could also answer it this way.
yeah, very good.
Mm.
Okay, very nice. And all the authorities also are also um, speaking
Yeah.
the truth about Krishna. Yeah, very good.
Yes. And also being like, if I'm very much proud of myself, then I will speak about myself everywhere, wherever I go. But this is not the case. He only spoke about it in Bhagavad Gita.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, true. Very good.
Mhm.
Very nice. Okay. You want to read the next one?
Yeah, sure. Text 25. Yanti deva vrata devan, pitran yanti pitravrata, bhutani yanti bhutejaya, yanti mad yajino api mam. Translation. Those who worship the demigods will take birth among the demigods. Those who worship the ancestors go to the ancestors. Those who worship ghosts and spirits will take birth among such beings. And those who worship me will live with me. Purport. If one has any desire to go to the moon, the sun, or any other planet, one can attain the desired destination by following specific Vedic principles recommended for that purpose, such as the process technically known as Darsha Purnamash. These are vividly described in the fruitive activities portion of the Vedas, which recommends a specific worship of demigods situated on different heavenly planets. Similarly, one can attain the Pita planets by performing a specific yagya. Similarly, one can go to many ghostly planets and become a yaks, raksh, and pisach. Pisach worship is called black arts or black magic. There are many men who practice this black art and they think that it is spiritualism. But such activities are completely materialistic. Similarly, a pure devotee who worships the Supreme Personality of Godhead only achieves the planets of Vaikunt and Krishna Lok without a doubt. It is very easy to understand through this important verse that if by simply worshipping the demigods one can achieve the heavenly planets, or by worshipping the Pita, achieve the Pita planets, or by practicing the black arts achieve the ghostly planets, why can the pure devotee not achieve the planet of Krishna or Vishnu? Unfortunately, many people have no information of these sublime planets where Krishna and Vishnu live, and because they do not know of them, they fall down. Even the impersonalists fall down from the Brahma Jyotir. The Krishna consciousness movement is therefore distributing sublime information to the entire human society to the effect that by simply chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, one can become perfect in this life and go back home, back to Godhead.
Okay. So, what do we understand?
Like whoever we worship, we will go to that planet where the demigods or our Pitra, ghost, spirits, and Krishna.
Yeah, but some say, oh, you can worship anyone, you will go same place.
No, they will fall down.
Yeah, that's right. So Prabhupada used to explain that which ticket you're buying, you're gonna go there. Buying a ticket to America, you're gonna go to America. You're gonna buy a ticket to Australia, you're gonna go to Australia. You're
But
not
actually
gonna reach
nowadays,
in the same destination, huh?
yeah. I mean, if I were reading this like 3 years ago, I was like deep into ignorance at that time. So when I think about that, uh, actually people don't know about these things,
It's
and
true.
when they get to know for the first time, it's very hard for them to believe.
Yeah, it's true. Because we are used to a certain way of thinking, we are used to certain ideas, certain beliefs.
Yeah.
And so,
Like,
because we have a certain belief, and when we read something else, we are like, how can it be? I always believed this, I always thought like this.
mm,
How can it be?
yeah, like this actually happened when I started to read Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam,
Hmm.
because since childhood we have been told that Shiv is the like Mahadev. Mahadev means the greatest god. I used to think
Hmm.
like that. Like Shiva is the greatest. But when I started reading this, slowly, I understood what the truth is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Lord Shiva, he is the Lord of, he's a
Mm,
very powerful personality. He's the Lord of the material world, actually.
mm,
Prabhupada would explain like that. Lord Krishna is the Lord of the spiritual world. Lord Shiva is the Lord of the material world. Lord Shiva is the greatest devotee of Krishna.
mm.
Vaishnavanam Yatha Shambhu.
And also,
And he's
I got
always teaching. Huh, I'm sorry.
sorry,
Yeah.
sorry to interrupt. Sorry.
No, no.
So actually it got confirmed because 12 years ago, I used to chant Hanuman Chalisa every day. So in
Mm,
Hanuman Chalisa, because Hanuman actually is an incarnation of Shiv, right? So in Hanuman Chalisa, there is a verse which says, um, "तुम्हरे भजन राम को पावे, जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे."
mm,
So one day, like I guess this happened just a year or two ago. One day, my mom was playing Hanuman Chalisa, and I was like listening to it properly. And suddenly, this line appeared, and it hit my mind that even in Hanuman Chalisa, the same thing is being said. Even if you worship Shiv, he will take you to Krishna only,
yeah,
right?
yeah. The true follower, if one
So
really
after that,
follows
I
Lord Shiva.
completely, even
Mm,
like Hanuman Chalisa is saying this thing, and you can see that how Hanumanji is worshipping Lord Ram. So then why not, we should believe it.
yeah,
Mm,
it's true. Yeah, the true followers of Lord Shiva will come to Lord Krishna because this is what Lord Shiva is teaching us. In Bhagavatam, there are so many prayers by Lord Shiva
mm,
telling us that worship Krishna.
yes.
Yeah, yeah, he's the greatest devotee, Vaishnavanam Yatha Shambhu. Hey, let's go on.
Mm. Should I read or
Oh,
okay?
yes, please. Yeah, yes.
Text 26. Patram pushpam phalam toyam yo me bhaktaya parayachati tad aham bhakti upaharatam ashnami parayat atmanah. Translation. If one offers me with love and devotion a leaf, a flower, a fruit, or water, I will accept it. Purport. For the intelligent person, it is essential to be in Krishna consciousness, engaged in the transcendental loving service of the Lord, in order to achieve a permanent blissful abode for eternal happiness. The process of achieving such a marvelous result is very easy and can be attempted even by the poorest of the poor without any kind of qualification. The only qualification required in this connection is to be a pure devotee of the Lord. It does not matter what one is or where one is situated. The process is so easy that even a leaf or a little water, a fruit can be offered to the Supreme Lord in genuine love, and the Lord will be pleased to accept it. No one, therefore, can be barred from Krishna consciousness because it is so easy and universal. Who is such a fool that he does not want to be Krishna conscious by this simple method and thus attain the highest perfectional life of eternity, bliss, and knowledge? Krishna wants only loving service and nothing more. Krishna accepts even a little flower from his pure devotee. He does not want any kind of offering from a non devotee. He is not in need of anything from anyone because he is self sufficient, and yet he accepts the offering of his devotee in an exchange of love and affection. To develop Krishna consciousness is the highest perfection of life. Bhakti is mentioned twice in this verse in order to declare more emphatically that bhakti or devotional service is the only means to approach Krishna. No other condition, such as becoming a Brahmana, a learned scholar, a very rich man, or a great philosopher, can induce Krishna to accept some offering. Without the basic principle of bhakti, nothing can induce the Lord to agree to accept anything from anyone. Bhakti is never casual, the process is eternal. It is direct action in service to the absolute whole. Here, Lord Krishna, having established that he is the only enjoyer, the primeval Lord, and the real object of all sacrificial offerings, reveals what types of sacrifices he desires to be offered. If one wishes to engage in devotional service to the Supreme in order to be purified and to reach the goal of life, the transcendental loving service of Lord, then one should find out what the Lord desires of him. One who loves Krishna will give him whatever he wants, and he avoids offering anything which is undesirable or unasked. Thus, meat, fish, and eggs should not be offered to Krishna. If he desired such things as offerings, he would have said no. Instead, he clearly requests that a leaf, fruit, flowers, and water be given to him. And he says of this offering, I will accept it. Therefore, we should understand that he will not accept meat, fish, and eggs. Vegetables, grains, fruits, milk, and water are the proper foods for human beings and are prescribed by Lord Krishna himself. Whatever else we eat cannot be offered to him, since he will not accept it. Thus, we cannot be acting on the level of loving devotion if we offer such foods. In the third chapter, verse 13, Sri Krishna explains that only the remains of sacrifice are purified and fit for consumption by those who are seeking advancement in life and release from the clutches of the material entanglement. Those who do not make an offering of their food, he says in the same verse, are eating only sin. In other words, their every mouthful is simply deepening their involvement in the complexities of material nature. But preparing nice, simple vegetable dishes, offering them before the picture or deity of Lord Krishna, and bowing down and praying for him to accept such a humble offering enable one to advance steadily in life, to purify the body, and to create fine brain tissues which will lead to clear thinking. Above all, the offering should be made with an attitude of love. Krishna has no need of food, since he already possesses everything that be, yet he will accept the offering of one who desires to please him in that way. The important element in preparation, in serving, and in offering is to act with love for Krishna. The impersonalist philosophers who wish to maintain that the absolute truth is without senses cannot comprehend this verse of Bhagavad Gita. To them, it is either a metaphor or proof of the mundane character of Krishna, the speaker of the Bhagavad Gita. But in actuality, Krishna, the supreme Godhead, has senses, and it is stated that his senses are interchangeable. In other words, one sense can perform the function of any other. This is what it means to say that Krishna is absolute. Lacking senses, he could hardly be considered full in opulences. In the seventh chapter, Krishna has explained that he impregnates the living entities into material nature. This is done by his looking upon material nature. And so, in this instance, Krishna's hearing the devotee's words of love in offering foodstuffs is wholly identical with his eating and actually tasting. This point should be emphasized. Because of his absolute position, his hearing is wholly identical with his eating and tasting. Only the devotee who accepts Krishna as he describes himself without interpretation can understand that the supreme absolute truth can eat food and enjoy it.
So, what do we understand here?
That we can even offer a flower, a fruit, or a water with love to Krishna. He will accept it, and he only accepts love, although he's not in a need of any food stuffs, and he doesn't
Yeah.
consume meat, eggs, fishes.
Mm. Yeah,
Mm.
that's right. Like how if a child brings a flower for the mother, a mother feels very happy. Oh, you got me a flower. Yeah, she is happy with that act of the reciprocation of love. It's not that the flower is making her happy, it's the love of the child that is making her happy. So, same Krishna, Supreme Father, when we reciprocate with him, express our love for him, he is happy. Okay. So we'll stop here. If
Okay.
if no other comments or anything, let's stop. Hey, Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai,
jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda
Jai,
ki jai. Hare
Jai.
Krishna.